What's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome back to Madden 2005. More Raiders franchise mode. And today we have a pretty big game in the AFC, at least as far as the AFC is concerned, I should say, as we're taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Cincinnati Bengals, as you see, have a pretty top-rated offense, and their defense ranks a little bit lower, kind of similar to us, even though our offense and defensive rankings are kind of all or nothing. It's either first or it's last. That's pretty much it. But the Bengals are an interesting team in the AFC because they've kind of been a thorn, I guess you could say, in our side more or less for the last couple of seasons. Now, remember, the Bengals were the top seed in the AFC in our very first season. They were 11-5 and took the top seed in the AFC, and then they got blown out by the Chargers in the divisional round of the playoffs. And last year they went 8-8 and missed the playoffs. So remember, the AFC North was really, really rough last year. The Browns were at 9-7, and the Browns were like the 9th or 8th seeded team in the AFC, and they still made a playoff spot, one of the top 4 playoff spots. That's that playoff system that even this year in real life people are arguing about in the NFL, which, hey, whatever. You know what I mean? But in today's game, or, the old game that we're talking about today, there's only limited playoff spots. So, and the Bengals are looking to get one the same way that we are. So a win over the Bengals today would really, really give us a nice little boost, not only in our own division, because our division is really starting off really hot this year, but a huge boost in the AFC. As we get further down, it'll be games like this that we're looking at and analyzing as, hey man, maybe if we won this, you know what I mean, or didn't lose this, we could be in a good spot for playoffs. But we're a long ways away from that. This is still only the 5th game of the year, but we're starting it off good with a nice completion to Justin Gage. And Justin Fargas is going to get involved in this game with a huge surge to the left side of the field, and he is in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. And man, I haven't seen a ton of plays like that from Justin Fargas, but they'll come around every now and then, and it's so nice to watch. He's just a guy that I want to see just flourish into that 100+ yard rushing yards a game type of guy. And he's not really there, but he has flashes like that makes me want to believe. But back on offense once again, and now I believe it was Teo Johnson. We haven't seen a lot of Teo Johnson involvement this season. He's been really effective the last 2 years. But again, man, because of Justin Gage and because of Jerry Porter, there hasn't been a huge demand for Teo Johnson's involvement for the most part. And now I believe I think that's a backup tight end that we have that just caught that ball. I believe that is a backup tight end. It's not Doug Jolly, because Doug Jolly is not 86 and he's Caucasian. But I don't know who caught that ball. I do not have him on the sheet. But we give it off to Justin Fargas once again, and he is in the end zone for another touchdown. So Justin Fargas striking the iron early here in this game. Twice, that is. And if you would have thought that was how we were scoring our first 14 points, someone probably would have called you a liar. If you put the bet on that, you probably would have been able to get yourself a new house. But the Cincinnati is going to fumble the football, and it's going to be scooped up, and not score, but it is going to be scooped up as Carson Palmer, I don't know what the, oh my goodness, did you see that? Oh my goodness, what happened, dude? Wendell Miller, got serious air. Our rookie, he just got incredible air on that tackle that caused the fumble. But yeah, I guess, I don't know who it was, if Carson Palmer got clobbered, if Rudy Johnson got caught in the mess here, but either way, the Bengals fumbled it, and now Justin Fargas is helping us get closer and closer to the end zone, and on 3rd and 2, we're going to try and flip it out to him in the flat, and he is snuffed out well before the line to gain. So we're going to have to send out Janikowski on a 4th down here at the end of the first quarter to try and nail through 3 points off of Cincinnati's turnover, which, hey, any points off of a turnover is good. Is good. We will happily take that. And now we are up 3 possessions over the Bengals, but it is still only 17 points, so Cincinnati can answer back, and they're on offense already trying to answer back as Palmer in a collapsing pocket finds Kenny Washington, the receiver, who has plenty of open space in front of him, and gets into the end zone for the Bengals' first touchdown. So they were kept down, but they can't be kept down for long as Kenny Washington gets involved here. Or Kelly Washington, excuse me, not Kenny Washington, Kelly Washington. 87. I thought that was TJ Hushmanzada. Is he still not here, or is that 84? I can't remember. I watched a lot of Bengals when I was a kid. My dad's a Bengals fan, so I already did a Bengals series on the channel. You get it. You know the history. But either way, Kelly Washington is continuing to make our secondary hurt as Palmer hits him again for another huge pickup. And now, as time gets closer to a minute, Cincinnati trying to run a quick kind of 2-minute drill here to try and get back into this game. And Palmer finds Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco. He's still Chad Johnson in this. He's not Ochocinco yet. He's still just Chad Johnson for another first down here. But fast forward to 2nd and 4 here, and Palmer fires this one back to Chad Johnson in the end zone for another Bengal touchdown. And just like that, with still 54 seconds left to go in the first half, the Bengals have completely eliminated the deficit and now back on offense once again, as we had to give them back the football with just 15 seconds left to go, and it's Chad Johnson once again across the middle to get them close to the Raider 30-yard line, but the 31, they're going to call timeout with 9 seconds left, and we can imagine they'll probably send out, I think Shane Graham is their kicker, I think at this time, right? But either way, they're going to send out their kicker here for a very long field goal. The kick is up, and it is good, so the Bengals take the entire second quarter, but they eventually eliminate the entire 17-point deficit that we had built across the first quarter and some change over them. And now it is a tie ball game at 17 apiece, folks, heading into the locker room after the first half. So our defense was doing amazing here for about, 8 minutes, and it just completely fell apart. So now we're back in the third quarter here trying to get something moving on offense. Couch fires one off and finds Jerry Porter for another first down here. That's going to get us, I believe, inside the 25 of Cincinnati. And now we are set up here for something good as we fast forward to a 3rd and 5 from the 19-yard line. Couch back to pass, and he does find Chris Cole, who calls it in for another first down here, getting us close to the 10-yard line. And we extend our drive and keep it alive only slightly here. But 2nd and 3rd now, 2nd and 3 inside the 5, and Justin Fargas is going to pick up another touchdown. He's got all 3 of them today for the Raiders, and for some reason we have 2 offensive linemen celebrating it, I guess. I mean, it's not that they can't celebrate it, it's just a little bit confusing, I guess. But either way, we have an inches to go situation here, back on offense once again, and Tim Couch is going to hit Jerry Porter for another nice big pickup. And we are moving once again. So fast forward to a 3rd and 7 from the 20-yard line, trying to get into the red zone here. Tim Couch is going to go to Fargas in the flat, and of course, that is just snuffed out immediately. Those plays are just not working. We have to stop throwing that way because it is just not working. But Tim Couch looking for the easy check down, and the Bengals are telling us that there is no easy check down. It's not going to happen. So bring up Janikowski for a 39-yarder. The kick is up, and tell me if you've heard this before. It is not good. Can you believe it? Sebastian Janikowski missed a 39-yarder. This guy's automatic from like 40+, and he just missed a 39-yarder. So the lead is going to remain 24-17, but we are once again back on offense. Cincinnati, after a huge surge in the second quarter, is struggling to find any sense of rhythm here in the third quarter, as we've pretty much controlled the football for the entirety of it. So 1st and 10 here, Couch back to pass. Pocket is collapsing, deep shot downfield, and he finds Jerry Porter's off to the races, and that's a foot race he's going to win, as it's another Raider touchdown. Finally, somebody not named Justin Fargas with the number 20 on his jersey scores in the black and silver, and we find ourselves in a beautiful position here, up by now multiple scores once again over the Bengals. After fighting and fighting, trying to get ourselves in the lead here, fighting and fighting, it is now a 1st and 10 for Cincinnati, trying to come back here from another 14-point deficit, and Rudy Johnson finds some open space here, and it's another foot race here, and we have a safety, Clinton Hart, in pursuit, but he is not going to catch up, as Rudy Johnson is able to get into the end zone for another Bengal touchdown, and now the Bengals are slowly working their way, chipping away at the deficit once again. And Rudy Johnson, man, just relying on those legs. And we only had one guy back there, man. So they just immediately found the open hole in our defense. And we're able to attack that very, very quickly and very easily. So the third quarter comes to an end. And, of course, we're heading into the fourth quarter in a one-possession game, man. This is dangerous territory for us to be in. So fast forward to a 3rd and 4 across the 50-yard line. Tim Couch is going to hit Justin Gage across the middle for another good pickup. And we're not struggling to get the ball to Gage here. He's almost got 100 yards on the day, but it's 3rd and 10 already, and Cincinnati's defense is really trying to fight us here. And we tried to give it to Fargas, I maybe just to try and get some of the yardage back to set up an easier field goal for Janikowski, since he did miss his last one. But either way, that's a questionable play call. I'm not sure if I agree with the OC on that one. So 37-yarder, it's 2 yards shorter than the 39-yarder that he missed, and he does nail the 37-yarder. So we do extend the lead, even if just a little bit here, but a 10-point lead's not going to stop the Bengals. We know that. There's plenty of time for the Bengals still in this game. Palmer, under some immense pressure, gets absolutely clobbered, and somehow lets go of the football before he gets clobbered. That's not a fumble, I guess, but he does get clobbered. So on a 4th and 7 now, we could effectively a huge boost if we could stop him, but I forgot. I just completely stalled. Carson Palmer, jeez, I completely stalled. Hits Reggie Kelly, the tight end, across the middle here to extend the Bengals drive and give them a nice little boost here. So Carson Palmer once again hitting Peter Warrick to extend the drive. And yeah, that's Peter Warrick. Can you believe it? It's Peter Warrick. So 3rd and 7 now for the Bengals here, just outside the 20. Carson Palmer takes a shot downfield here, and he finds Chad Johnson. There was 3 Raiders in the vicinity, and still somehow it was only Chad Johnson that comes down with it. I don't understand that one, but 34-31 is your score here. Now we're going to hand this one off to Morian Norris on a 3rd down to pick up a 1st down for the Raiders. And now it's pretty much just in a protect the clock type of mode here. We're just trying to protect the football here and waste as much time as possible. So on 1st and 10, Couch back to pass here, and he's going to get clobbered before he can throw it. It's going to be fumbled, and the Bengals are going to get on top of it. So it is a strip sack for the Bengals after we pick up a crucial 1st down to waste some time. Tim Couch fumbles the football trying to pass it, and now the Bengals are in perfect prime opportunity to take the lead if they can just get a couple 1st downs, man. And on that 3rd down, Carson Palmer hits Peter Warrick once again for another 1st. So just outside of the red zone now, the Bengals are cooking here. Carson Palmer fires one off to the end zone, and it's going to be caught for another Bengal touchdown. It's Peter Warrick now getting involved. We saw a lot of Chad Johnson a little bit earlier, and now Peter Warrick is stepping in and getting his name called a lot. So now we're down 4 after leading for pretty much this entire game. But Justin Gage it's Chris Cole who's making a huge play. Breaks a tackle, and he's got plenty of speed, man. He left all those defenders in the dust here to get us back in the lead over the Bengals here. So we'll get another look at this as Chris Cole just shakes off the one defender, cuts up field, man. That agility in his feet, and there was no shot that those guys were going to catch up. 0 shot they were going to catch up. So it's another touchdown for the Raiders here, 41-38. So the Bengals can still tie the game at least, but they don't want the tie. They just want to go for the lead once again as Carson Palmer hits Chad Johnson for another wide open catch, man. I don't think Chad Johnson's been that open all day, and it's should be a nice rule of thumb that if you're leaving a guy like Chad Johnson that open, you're probably you're probably going to lose a game. There's still time in this game, but when you're doing stuff like that late in the game, you're definitely not playing to win. I think that's safe to assume, right? So cut to a 1st and 10 here for the Raiders, now down 4 once again, just under 2 minutes left to go, and Tim Couch hits Morian Norris, the fullback, across the middle for a 1st down, and we're going to run with the hurry up now as we got to run a quick little 2-minute drill here to try and get the lead. We don't want to leave too much time on the clock as we've seen the Bengals now can answer us back here just as quickly as we can score. Couch back to pass, hit as he throws, but he dumps it off to Morian Norris, the fullback, once again, and remember we tried to hit Justin Fargas on those easy checkdowns, and it wasn't working all game, but that one does work at least. So another 1st down to get us across the 50, but we're still going to run with some hurry up here as we have to move as quickly as possible. Down to just a minute and a half. Couch hit as he throws again, tries to go for the check down once again, but that pass is broken up, and Couch is going to have to pick himself up off of the infield dirt once again. So 2nd and 10 here now. Couch back to pass here, fires it off, and it is going to be caught, and they're going to say it was short. It was close to the line to gain here, but very clearly had to come back and make the catch. So 3rd down now, about 3rd and inches. Can we convert on the 3rd and inches? Couch back to pass once again here, fires one off across the middle, and it is broken up. That pass is broken up. It is no good. So we're going to have to try a 4th and inch here, keeping the offense on the field a minute 9. We're going to hand it off to Fargas, and the Bengals are completely in the backfield the second the ball is snapped, and Fargas is snuffed out immediately. There is no shot, ladies and germs. On a 4th and inches, we could not convert. We couldn't. And so we still have all of our timeouts. So if we can stop Cincinnati here, and we can't. Rudy Johnson gets the 1st down and a heck of a lot more. And now the Bengals are going to take victory formation. And a game that we led for 90% of it. The Bengals get a few huge drives in the 4th quarter. They find their offense late in this game, and our defense completely crumbles and implodes. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can blame the defense. They give up 45 points. But also, there was plenty of opportunities for our offense to do anything. I mean, just do anything. We had Janikowski missing that field goal, which wouldn't have won us the game here, but still 44-45. I don't know. Maybe a different ball game. Who knows? And then the call here on inches. I can't be mad about the call on 4th and inches because you'd think a handoff with inches to go would be good. The Bengals just, I don't know, man. They just saw it from a mile away. You know what I mean? It was the obvious play, and so they were able to snuff it out just very, very easily. I mean, I hate that for us. It sucks. Like I said, man, these are the kind of games. And look at that, only 1 trip to the red zone. Or actually, the Bengals only have 1 trip to the red zone, and they still beat us, man. So that is exactly the kind of stuff, man, that you just like, You can't be doing that. You just can't be doing that. If anything, that exposes our lack of depth, I guess, at the DB position. And we're healthy there. We're not even depleted like we have been in years past. But maybe not having guys like Will Witherspoon in the linebacking core is kind of hurting us now. We're starting to see the effects of that, I guess. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, playing defense with the settings I have in the game is just kind of not happening. So it sucks, man. It really, really sucks. But in the next game here, we're going to play the Seahawks, because the Seahawks are another high-powered team here. They're 4-1. It's an out-of-conference game, but it's still an important game against a tough team that we need to win. So hope to see you guys against the Seahawks.